Hi, we had to go back and do a little editing before we could post this video. And we want to thank the people that make all this possible. Silencer Central. They focus on one task, making high quality suppressors. You see the banished lineup here on our shooting table quite often. Davidson's Gallery of Guns, where you get a guaranteed lifetime replacement on every firearm. The SONORAN Desert Institute, with curriculum in firearms technology, gunsmithing, drone technology. Go to sdi.edu. And then Alabama Holster, my favorite little Kydex concealment holsters. I love them and been using them for a long time. Check them out. Now, enjoy the video. That's an order. Hickok 45 here with a Maverick 88. Y'all have requested this many times for many years. And why did we delay so long in getting around to it? I don't know, but let's not delay shooting it any longer. Oh, we're out of ammo. Yes, we were slow, I'm sorry, but we'll make up for it by shooting it. How's that? This is the Maverick 88. It is made by Mossberg. And why is it not called a Mossberg? Well, it is a Mossberg. It is one of their models made in a different location. Even I don't think they make anything else in Eagle Pass, Texas. Well, they might, but this is where this shotgun is made. It's a lower cost version of the Mossberg 500. It's a good day when you have plenty of ammo and you have a 12 gauge shotgun. You know, I mean, it's just not bad at all. Yeah, this was made, I'll load it. Let's see, what do I want to load it with as I'm chatting? Let's just go ahead with some number 4 buck. How's that? And it holds, it's supposed to hold 6 of low brass, but this is just high enough and just a little bit longer than some of your really low end ammo. And it holds 5 of these. It won't quite hold 6 of these, okay? So let's go ahead and put one in the chamber, safety on, and then we'll put 5 more down here. 1, 2. All right, and I have seen a lot of people have requested it, as I said earlier, and I've heard from people who have them and they work fine, they like them just fine. I've not seen too many negatives about them. I may not have gone as deeply into my research on this looking for negatives, so if you have any big problems that you're aware of with these guns, you know, share them. You know, again, as usual, we don't have a dog in the fight, but it seems like a pretty good gun. You know, the Mossberg 500, which is based on, yeah, we all know it's a pretty good shotgun. I've got a wooden furnitured Mossberg 500 on the table and a 590, just a couple other Mossberg 500s that we have. Yeah, I might do a little bit of comparison when I get this one unloaded, but they're all in the same family. And some have different features. There are a few differences, okay? And that's one thing we want to talk about. What do you get for your money? What do you get for paying less? You know, what's the difference? Why is it less money than a standard Mossberg 500? So, and then of course the other big question is, do you still get a good shotgun? That's the main thing. Look, there's some pots hiding behind that filing cabinet. Cool. Woo. Oh, it's a target-rich environment. I love it. Those things kick a little bit. That's why, well, it's one reason I have my limb saver on, and also for the added length. So with a shotgun, it serves both purposes for me. So I'm gonna snap it. Cycle's pretty fine. Couple of things that make this less money. Okay, now you got some there may be some other negatives I'm not aware of. Has a different safety. The trigger mechanism and the safety is different. You know, instead of being up here, which is kind of cool on Mossbergs because it's definitely ambidextrous, right? If it's right there, and you've got it right there, cross bolt, which I don't really like as well as the thumb safety on a Mossberg. The trigger mechanism, I understand, is not interchangeable with the other Mossbergs, the 500. The forend is not as easily removed and changed out, I understand. And of course with the Mossberg, the Maverick, and I guess the 500 too, it's a little more difficult to add an extension on the magazine. This is kind of the defensive model here, the security model. You know, there's nothing glorious about it. The bluing and stuff is okay. It might be a little bit lower grade than your standard Mossberg 500. I'm not sure. It looks fine. It looks fine. The chokes, as I understand, if you get one that's choked, for chokes, it's interchangeable with the what they call accu chokes that the Mossbergs use. The barrels, I believe, are interchangeable between this and the regular Mossberg 500. See, some of it's interchangeable, some of it's not. You'd have to look into it more deeply if you're really planning to maintain and own both, and you know, switch out chokes or barrels and that kind of thing. Make sure you know what you're getting. But then one of the main reasons it's a little bit less, these are made, like I said, in Eagle Pass, Texas. If you check your map, that is on the border of Texas and Mexico. It doesn't really matter, but the main point is that some of the parts are made in Mexico. Okay, so that's one of the reasons it costs less. It might be the main reason that the shotgun is a lower priced shotgun. Right? So if that bothers you, you know, you don't want to spend your money on it. If you don't care about that much, where the parts were made, then you know, you've got a low-end shotgun that is, yeah, essentially Mossberg, and it's probably going to serve you pretty well. So there are firearms out there to be had that are really good working firearms. If you needed something for home defense, you know, you just didn't have it. Shotgun, hard to beat. They might beat you up a little bit, but they're very, very effective. Okay, so what should I be loading? I was going to load, let's go ahead and let's do some slugs. What the heck? All right, safety on. I don't mind getting beat up. My shoulder has gotten beat up many times here at the shooting table. They just knock you around a little bit. They don't really hurt. They shove you, okay? All right, you know what? We've got a target here. All right, let's put a slug. Now we're also going to get it going to get the wad. So if those of you who are always perplexed why there's two big holes, that's the reason, and who knows where the wad's going. And it's the big plastic cup that holds the shot. All right. See, it looks like you shot twice. And now there, the wad went about the same place. So we won't booger it up anymore. Instead, let's try to hit a 2-liter. A slug will take care of business. And just to show you, watch the gong. I think that went high. Okay, I was shooting some slugs earlier today, and I discovered that now with shot and everything, it seemed to shoot straight on, right on, bro. Safety on. But with slugs, this particular shotgun, you need to hold low. And I thought by holding at the bottom of the gong it'd be enough. Let's try another one at it. I'll hold a little bit lower. Yep, that's what it was. I'm going to hit the red plate, or try to. I was almost holding directly to the left of the pig's nose there, just a little bit up from that. So with slugs, they print a little bit higher. Let's knock a goat over. No question about a slug. They hit hard. Nice rifle, nice smooth bore rifle. So yeah, pretty cool. And again, not a lot of money, but you get a good shotgun. It appears. Okay, the Maverick 88. You guys, gals that own them, have owned them for a long time, They came out in the late 80s, I think. You know, I didn't see an exact date. This sounds like one of my lame jokes, I know. Yeah, I see even Max barking at me. I guess it's 1988 probably when it came out, because it was in the late 80s, and that's where it gets the name, I suppose. And so the Maverick 88's been around a good while, and a lot of you have them. Let's put some more regular shot in here. So it's a pretty neat little gun. It's hard to beat a Mossberg, as you know, and this is kind of a cousin variation of the Mossberg. What else about it? You know, standard Mossberg kinds of construction. You got your alloy receiver, but steel meets steel with the bolt in the barrel, so that's not a problem. Some people still have a problem with alloy receivers for some reason. You know, the Benelli has them and other shotguns. Doesn't seem to be a problem. Oh, we got some cans. Yeah, some bad cans. Bowling pin, click. No ammo, no ammo. What else should we shoot? Let's shoot some slugs. I have a fondness for slugs. And I can't help it, I always have. I love slugs. Maverick 88. It's in a lot of your collections, I know, because you've told me it is, and you've asked us to do a video on it several times. We have just not done it. I'm gonna go bowling, okay? Now, I don't know how I did that. I was going to say, because it should have just rolled it. You know, there is a, well, there's some cinder. Forgot. Takes care of that. There's some over there, too. If I have a round left, I'll put one on it. Oh, I got another round. Oh, one thing I didn't do, let's sort of, well, not really patterning it, but I'm going to shoot on some of the steel there. You don't even have to put out paper if you have your targets painted, because you can shoot steel and get an idea of where things are going. Yeah. So we're shooting field loads, we're shooting number 4 buck, and I'll put a couple of these in my pocket in case I need some more down there. So I'm going to go down here and see how it does. All right. Safety's on. Again, you got your cross bolt safety there. Let's see what it does from here on the Cowboy. It's not a bad pattern. Not the coffin. Boy, I wouldn't want to be in the range of that. I'm going to load it up again. One thing I like to do with a pump shotgun is just cycle it fast and see how it feels. Because with a good pump, a smooth operating pump, you should be able to you know, work it fairly rapidly to the point really where it almost a semi-auto shotgun has really nothing on a pump very much, other than the possibility of malfunction. Of course, you got that with a pump too. Okay. That Cowboy is not gray enough. Get into that, feels pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. So, I don't know, let us know if you have one and you've had trouble, or you have friends who've had a lot of trouble, or if you have friends who have not had any trouble. You know, we try to be honest about any of these things. Anybody can have a lemon, and anybody can make a lemon. You know, it's just that simple. The very best shotgun, or whatever shotgun has the best reputation out there, I'm sure a number of people, handfuls, hopefully not too many, have gotten some that just cause trouble, you know, where they fell apart. You know, it's just that they're mechanical, so you can get that. So what you and I should be looking for are the trends, you know, patterns. That's what I look for. when I prowl through the forums and do the Google searches and everything. And you'll usually find it. You'll find a lot of honest people who have these firearms or whatever it is. You may be researching new Dodge trucks or anything. If you can get to the people that actually have them, they're not just saying things or they're from the competition, and see what they write and what they say about their experience with the firearm. You can get some pretty good information, can't you? Again, I'm just one person. John and I are two people. Pretty good math, huh? So our experience is with one gun. Hopefully it's worth something, but still, look around, see what the experiences are. Seems like it's pretty much in keeping with the Mossberg, I guess, level of quality, even though it's a little bit lower end. It's not drilled and tapped for anything either. So it appears they just wanted to somehow make the least expensive shotgun they could make, but yet still be effective. Still be a Mossberg, and not be cheaper because it's going to fall apart, but cheaper, less money because they just didn't do the extra things, that maybe are not as needed. Okay, so that's kind of my impression of it. The Maverick 88, a lot of people have requested it, and I'm glad to finally get my hands. I just finally, after the last time I saw someone ask me about it, I just made a note like I do when something just keeps coming at me. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. Really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.